Oh, it's Do You Hear Me? With Unico Williams. That's right, it's your boy coming at you on a Tuesday, not quite Thursday. But what we're gonna do is what's going on? I don't understand what's going on. Here's the deal. We're hearing that Taylor Swift can get Kanye West kicked out of the Super Bowl. I'm sure he paid his good money. He paid good money for his Super Bowl. He said he has a good he's dropping an album.
He dropped an album.
I'm not willing to listen to it.
You know, a Ty Dolla $ign fan.
I'm Kanye's biggest fan.
Well, I don't want to hear you're not a Ty Dolla $ign fan, which is the other half of the album.
I'm not willing to listen to it. Gentlemen, are you?
I didn't even know he did that.
Nothing crazy.
He recorded a Super Bowl commercial off of his phone, everybody, for anybody that doesn't know. That's a thing now, right? That's a thing. But is Taylor
he told us he paid more for the spot in the commercial itself.
Kanye West is worth $1 billion. You can get him kicked out of the Super Bowl?
Taylor Swift changes economies, bro. She's bringing $1 billion to every city she steps foot in for a show.
Okay.
And commerce.
What is Beyonce's? What level does she have?
Make nothing close to Taylor's.
I guess we'll never know.
That's my favorite meme.
Where are we at? Where are we at in 2024? A white woman can kick Kanye West out of something.
Well, did the white woman kick Kanye West out, or did like the public?
She requested his removal.
Oh, do we even know that true? Did Brandon Marshall just say that?
Brandon Marshall does have CTE ESPN.
I'm just gonna say Brandon Marshall has been lying a lot lately. I don't know what if Brandon Marshall been.
I was gonna say I don't see Taylor being, because she, as much as she is in everybody's face, Taylor seems to go out of her way to avoid the negative publicity, and I don't think that she'd want to court the. Even if you look at the past they've had, I still don't think she'd want to court the Twitter firestorm that would come from having from anyone knowing that it was her. Because here's the thing: if she got Kanye removed, I don't think we'd know it was her. I just don't feel like she's way too.
How would Brandon Marshall be privileged enough to know that?
I don't even know who that is.
Nobody. Who told Brandon Marshall out of everybody? Nobody else knew but Brandon Marshall. And why would Taylor Swift can have Brandon Marshall?
I would believe Don Lemon. I would believe Don Lemon.
Yeah, I would too. See, I know who Don Lemon is.
I would believe Don Lemon if he reported this, right?
I'm not into believing reports from reporters I don't know.
Who's the girl that got with Katie? I mean, who's the guy that got with Katie Holmes?
Do we even know did Kanye even get kicked out of the Super Bowl? Do we even know if that part happened?
Kanye in Las Vegas?
Was he even in Vegas for?
We don't know that because I thought he's been in Europe this whole time.
Because all I've seen, all Kanye's posted on Instagram were like random snapshots of his wife.
That is all we've seen. We've only seen pictures of his wife, which like.
Wearing a trash bag bathing suit, which is kind of crazy.
So Brandon Marshall said Kanye bought a ticket right in front of Taylor Swift so that he would be on screen whenever the camera cut down. And she got mad and said he couldn't do it.
Strategic move, right?
Yo, I feel like somebody else would say something if that's the way it went.
That's what I'm saying. And plus, you wouldn't even be able to see Kanye unless he in that little office with her where Jason Kelsey was in front of her. So how would that work? Jason Kelsey a big.
Husky boy from Iowa.
The more I listen to this story, the more I read about it, I think Brandon Marshall just made some shit up just so he can get some attention. He tired of every time Shannon Sharpe do something, I promise you Brandon Marshall come up with some story.
Let's talk about this. Can
Black people
Shannon
get along.
Shannon Sharpe can't touch. He can't touch Mike Epps in Indianapolis. I want y'all to know that, right?
Shannon Sharpe almost fought the Grizzlies.
Well,
In Memphis.
he did. Okay.
Well, not in LA, but he almost fought the whole team. He almost fought a man daddy. You know how crazy that'd be to fight a man daddy?
Man, and the kid is like 22 or 23.
Man, I almost fought some foreign European guy named Steven Adams.
Him and let's get into this. Let's talk about this. What about who was it? What about Draymond Green? What's his deal? What's he doing?
I don't know.
He almost fought he almost fought Kevin Durant again.
I told you that ain't true.
I listened to the guy that does the whole like what do you call it?
The nigga said this is my
He
house.
does the lip reading. He called him a bitch. Hey. Draymond called KD, and I believe he called someone else a pussy. Oh, actually, he said pussy ass nigga. That's one of my favorite insults. Pussy ass nigga and bitch ass nigga is my favorite insults. That means I'm serious.
Those are good ones.
That means I'm serious.
Unless you're an old black man, then you gotta say mofo.
Mofo is insane.
Hey, that old Georgian on
Would you take anybody serious that calls you a mofo?
You better take them old heads from the South serious when they call you a mofo. That's when they really mad.
No. You gotta call me motherfucker for me to take
you
you
say
serious.
the old niggas say mofo. They trying to be. That mean they upset, but they trying to not displease their ancestor, grandma. They will slap them in the mouth, so they really mad. They going back to the past when slavery was around. That nigga upset.
Well, he ain't
Tapping into slavery and PTSD is explosive.
That nigga said mofo. It boy is master here, boy. I whoop you, mofo. You know what I'm saying? You say master might get upset. That's that Jim Crow. Jim Crow came out there, boy. You don't know nothing about that Jim Crow, Joe.
No, I do. I know plenty about it.
That Jim Crow hit your that motherfucker. You mad, boy? Mike Epps in trouble.
Mike Epps is not in trouble. He is from the west side of Indianapolis. Like when he said that shit, he meant that shit.
Y'all see where they walked out of David Lucas's comedy show for a freaking George Floyd joke?
Nah, I didn't see that. What did he say? What was the joke?
Oh, I'd have kneeled on his neck too, or some shit. Some big nigga on Sentinel come trying to. I'd have kneeled on his neck too. It wasn't nothing super crazy. It was a fucking joke, but.
Oh no, you can't. It's certain thing you can joke about, but you gotta be funny if it's not funny.
The joke has to be good.
He doubled down on it though, and he said, "I like Kyle Rittenhouse too." I was like, "Oh, well, we're dancing the line now." It was funny, but you're taking a risk.
For those that don't know, Kyle Rittenhouse drove to a whole nother state just to be a tough guy.
But he only shot white people, so I mean,
yeah.
I watched him shoot the
people. Twitter had me tricked for like a month, telling me he shot innocent black people. I'm like, what? Twitter had you tricked.
Bro, that's why I'm happy. It sounds crazy to say, very millennial. I'm so happy I got to watch him shoot those people on that live stream because I already knew. I was like, he didn't.
What? You were so happy? What?
I'm so happy I got to watch him shoot those people on that live stream.
That's a wild sentence.
Wild sentence. But no, I already knew that he only shot white people though. I was like, but he only shot white folks. I watched. I ran that shit back, reposted and shared many times. Just saying.
I don't have any words. I don't have any words.
Why is Monique's son Shaylin out here saying?
So let's get into that. Let's get into that. What did Monique's son say? Because that's trending right now. What did Monique's son say?
He said she not a real mother. Yeah, she like to claim she this mother, this auntie, and all that, and she not really like that, and she a horrible person. All that
I
stuff.
think she likes me as her son more than she likes her son.
She does seem to have an awful lot of beef with her family.
Let's go watch.
What about that? What about daddy? What's this whole daddy thing? What's that?
So let's go. Let's listen to her respond.
Okay.
There was Instagram that was put up, or I guess.
Can you turn it up a little bit more?
TikTok that was put up.
It's just low.
Oh, thank you.
My oldest son, Shalon.
Oh, Shalon, my bad. Shalon.
I didn't know she had
What
kids.
I want to say to this. There are some people that are saying, oh, you should be ashamed of your mothering skills. You should be ashamed of yourself. This is what I'll say. Let's let it play out. Because the same ones that said to me, I was crazy, I was deranged, we watched it play out. So just like with my son, we'll watch this play out. And I do want to address this though, Shalon. When you say her daddy, then that's when mommy gonna say stop playing, because you know this has been Uncle Sid your whole life. Ooh. Uncle Sid knew you before you knew you. So for you to say her 3 sons, yes, you're absolutely right. He has 3 sons. He can't claim you as his son because he's always been Uncle Sid, and he knows your daddy very well.
And love that brother. And the irony of all of this is...
What is happening?
Not what is said, but what's left off.
Yes.
See, you're leaving off the fact that the last time we laid eyes on you, your mother got you everything you needed for the newborn baby about 3 years ago. You're forgetting about how I, from Georgia, am talking you through getting your car after we gave you the half of the down payment for it, and you were 31 years of age, 32 years of age at that point, and I'm negotiating the deal with the dealer for you as you sit there. And you have the vehicle you're driving right now because of your mother. These are the things that you're leaving out when you're expressing what you're expressing in reference to your mother. You're not expressing the relationship that you have with your father, where you spoke ill to him, not to mention spoke ill to your mother, but somehow your mother and father and I all have a loving relationship and communicate back and forth because of the love that we have for you. The one thing these individuals, and to the individuals out here that oftentimes speak after they've heard one side of the story, there's an old saying, believe half of what you see and none of what it is that you hear. Please don't take our word for it, but what we will convey is this. Those who are parents and have raised their parents up to being adults.
The children. Raise their children up to being adults.
Right on. Those who are parents that raise their children into adulthood know that there comes a time and a place in which they determine their own decisions, their own path. You can have multiple children that are raised in one house, but they act and they take on different things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's go. We want to see what Shalon said, because we want to get Monique her thing first. So if we gonna do it right, we gotta do it.
I just want to know at this point.
Sounds like a fucking counselor, bro.
At this point, like, is Monique the bad guy, or like where are we at?
Oh, she's definitely partially the bad guy.
But she kind of admitted it in the podcast with the part that nobody cared about, Shannon Sharpe, because we only like my thing is black people hate black people. So we only like the message about rich black people doing messy things. So when she talked about an hour about her personal life, nobody cared about that part of the interview. Well, she talked about second hoe with Mark Jackson. Shout out to Mark Jackson. In the previous interview on David Banner podcast, Monique took the blame for fractured relationship with her eldest son. Monique admitted she put her career above her duties as a mother. There was a time when he was a little boy, I wasn't interested in being a mother, she said. I was interested in being a star. I was interested in being famous. I wasn't interested in being a wife. I was interested in taking pictures, red carpet, signing autographs, traveling the world, so I didn't really put the focus in. When Shannon asked Monique's current relationship with Shannon, she said, we are still very much separated. And it's one of those things when you have to pray to the universe and let time do the healing. And that's it. That's it. Let time do that healing. It may heal in time, and it may not. And that's something that we as parents have to say, listen, I've done what I can do. I've taken accountability for it. Now it's up to you. That's like someone saying, Shannon, I want to apologize to you. Now it's up to you whether you accept it or not. But once I give it to you, I've done my part. According to
she's not
Rhymes,
wrong. She's not
according
wrong.
to Rhymes with Snitch, Shaylin responded to his mother comments in a TikTok video. Yo, Shannon Sharpe interviews seem to just cause a whirlwind effect.
This nigga's a football player.
It's because everybody sees them though. It's because they take the time to watch. They want to hear something.
My mother and I both know that this is a false narrative, and I would like to be free. I like to free her of having to continue telling that lie. Faith without works is dead, and neither one of us cares to put forth any effort in reconcile with her. We are separate as she puts it because she doesn't care to be my mother any more than I care to be about her son.
I didn't know she had kids. So if that means anything.
I am a stand-up comedian, Monique's oldest son. I guess I felt the need to make this video to just provide some context into this false narrative about her praying to the universe. I in order to reconcile our relationship or whatever the hell it is. I wrote it all down so that way I don't go all over the place and get emotional or anything like that. So I'm gonna talk like I'm reading a script, but it's just gonna help me kind of stay together. But to address the Club Shay Shay interview that she did where she states that she prays to the universe in regards to reconciling our relationship, as I stated, is odd. My mother and I both know that that is a very false narrative, and I would like to free her of having to continue telling that lie. Faith without work is dead, and neither one of us cares to put forth any effort to reconcile with the other. We are separate, as she put it, because she doesn't care to be my mother any more than I care to be her son. Neither one of us has had the desire to reach out to the other in a very long time, and I don't think that either of us anticipates that feeling ever returning. Speaking with my mother directly, in my experience, will either lead to some odd newfound moment of clarity in regards to how she was as my mother, or she retreats back to daddy to move forward with a conversation. I'm tired of hearing my mother's truths. Newsflash, I'm not sure if people know, but standing in your truth doesn't make you noble. I'm not sure if people are aware of that.
That's a bar.
Responding this way, I feel as though it allows me to say my piece uninterrupted. To those wondering, well, why say something now? Call it a form of therapy for me, I suppose. But when her daddy had intentionally stated that they have 3 sons, but his wife is on the internet talking about the 4th son in a video that has millions of views, that rubbed me the wrong way.
She said that?
But
He said that?
Anyway, to inform a child that you are not interested in being a mother at a time when that kid is the only kid that has the potential to lead a child to believe that you are not interested in them specifically. But to take it a step further, you also admit, my mother had also admitted to me that she didn't do the best job that she could do, which would also make one begin to question, all of your past decisions and prior emotional interactions. But to be completely honest and fair, those were things that I was willing to get over. Nobody's perfect, we're all human, but my mother showed a clear lack of humility, compassion, and consideration when taking any level of accountability for those things. My mother does a fantastic job of acknowledging a lot of things, but she doesn't take accountability very well, and anything that she may take true accountability for, it's only at her convenience, in my experience. But if I had to guess, though, her interest in being a mother probably started around the time that she married her daddy and had his children. But that interest, obviously seemed one-sided, and as it should have been. By that time, I'm in my late teens, so to some degree, the the neglect becomes easier to hide or validate, I guess you could say. There are now 2 baby boys in the house, that require attention. But still, during that time, however, I still watched her enjoy the love and admiration of total strangers more than my own. To this very day, my mother has never expressed to me when, if ever, she became interested in me as her son. That did lead me down a path of questioning my self-worth and struggling to understand the value of a mother in a child's life. In the interview, she also states that she gave me an apology, but an apology to a son from a mother that consciously showed no interest in him holds no weight. There are still women to this day that my mother will give credit to for being more of a mother to me than she ever could. Her assistant, my cousin, being one of them. Every time, though, that my mother would state that she was right here whenever I was ready, that ideology still blows my mind today, that a person could openly admit to being an uninterested, not put my best foot forward type of parent and be so self-centered that they still express to the kid, you have to come to me when you're ready. You got to come to me for us to make this right. Okay. But I'm not sure what my mother could possibly think that she has shown me in the past or have for me now that's not money, goodness gracious, that would make me want to come to her or whatever those feelings are supposed to be. A mother is supposed to be the first woman that a boy falls in love with. I loved my mother very much.
Yeah.
But my mother loved things more than she loved me. And she would validate her love for me by giving me things and would proceed to call me ungrateful or inconsiderate if said things did not have the...
I ain't gonna lie. That part where he like when the
That
dude
hurt me, man.
when
That,
the dude, hey,
hey,
I ain't
he's
gonna lie,
heard this
Monique.
spiel from his therapist at least once.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When he said she cared more about things, and then he or she would try to do it by giving things. The fact that her husband would say, "We bought you a car."
Yeah.
After
Or we
that,
gave you
kind
half
of
the
like,
down payment on a car.
I'm like, damn, you made it. He right.
Let me
like,
tell you,
the first thing you bring up is how he showed you love by buying you a down payment on a car. And I'm like, he just said in the whole video that came out before that you responded to that you only show love through buying things. So I'm like, why would you respond like that? Did y'all not plan this? Like
And that's her manager saying that.
her manager / husband.
But let's finish this thing.
have the
That
desired
that
effect.
that
I couldn't imagine what it's like to be her, though.
that hurt
To
y'all.
ask God for what you want.
That hurt me.
And then he gives you what you need, though, only for you to ignore it and have the audacity to ask God for something else. And I'm glad I don't. I'm glad I didn't do that. And when he told you no, you went to the universe instead. By no means, though, do I want to give off any type of an impression that I am a victim of anything. That's not the case. As you can see, I'm smiling from ear to ear. I'm alive.
In a house that his
and,
mama bought for him or is paying
I'm
for.
healthy, I think.
Do we know that?
I drink a lot of water.
What's
I'm
he
getting over a
do?
cold now.
He a stand-up comedian. I have no clue.
Oh, okay.
Joe, I didn't even know he existed. They told
I
me
did
they
not
had
know
three.
he existed either.
Joe,
Till
they said
today.
that man said they have 3 sons. He the 4th.
That's
That's what he responded to. That's the thing. He said, yeah, Monique's 3 kids.
he's
like,
the baby.
no, he's the oldest.
No, he's the oldest.
So
He's
he's
the
the
first child
one?
that he didn't pay attention. She
And then
didn't pay attention to
because
the
they
first
said there
child.
was 2 little baby boys in the house, right?
He was a teenager.
Okay.
So basically, he's the oldest that she
I
didn't
did
want.
not know that she had kids at all, and she said she has
Well, I knew about
grandbabies.
I remember the other 2.
I still have my days just like everybody else. And, there were a few things that she did teach me along the way. I did learn how not to love from my mother. I also learned to make sure that I never lose so much of who I am that I have to validate it through another person. And though I feel as though, in hindsight, I think she did it reluctantly, I do appreciate my mother, for showing me what the top of the mountain looks like. You know what I'm saying? It did give me perspective on what hard work and dedication can get you, but I don't want something like that at the cost of giving up something that I created. I don't want it that bad. And speaking of creations, I genuinely, truly, I really did want my mother to have a relationship with my daughter.
That's the grandbaby.
Those intrusive thoughts that were, if she wasn't interested in you, what makes you think she's going to be interested in your kid? But it took my mother no time at all to prove that those intrusive thoughts were correct. But what I can say, good for her, the universe did, bless her with 3 other sons. And God willing, I'm sure that all 3 of them are adults now. So I'm sure that one of them, God willing, if not all 3 of them, will make her the grandmother that she wants to be. I still look forward, to that moment for her. But overall, when it comes to the boys, though, I am happy that whenever they do hear me talk, sorry, my phone did something weird, but whenever they hear me talk, they don't know what it is. They can't relate to what it is that I'm saying. My experience with my mother is not their experience with our mother. So my prayer for her and them is that they continue to see her the way that they see her now. I do also want to make sure that I say thank you to my mother for giving me life. Without that moment in time, I wouldn't have had my little one. But outside of that moment, there isn't anything that either of us has to offer the other. In my opinion, it's a waste of God's time and the universe's time for praying for something that you were not willing to put forth any effort to obtain. Putting the work into becoming Monique is more important to my mother than being my mother. And I do not believe that it was never about her being there and waiting for me, but it was supposed to be about me being there and waiting for her. My mother's value had reached such a low point in my life that I no longer found it necessary to either want to wait for her or even go to her. But like I said, man, I'm super grateful that she has the opportunity to do it all over again. I'm happy for her. I hope the Cat Williams tour goes well, but the narrative that she prays for us to reconcile is a false narrative. It's not real, and I'd appreciate it if she stopped saying stuff like that.
Man, that is tough.
Well, we heard it.
I bet you regrets paying for that therapy. That's the damn shit.
I ain't gonna lie, my dude, he wrote that shit down. I'm like, damn. By the way, I have been saying it, just because it's somebody's truth, don't mean it's the whole truth.
Yeah.
Like my truth.
Well, just because somebody's truth doesn't make it a good thing.
Me and Tori can have a situation that happened, and we can have our viewpoint, and it can be our truth, and we can both make each other look bad, and we both could be shitty in the situation. We just want to present ourselves in the best light in life. So
that's the thing. Like, we don't know what that truth. What is the truth? We don't know.
I said that about the Cat Williams interview, about all these people. We don't really know everything. Cat don't know everything that happened between Bernie and Steve and all of them. And so, and then, like I said, the worst thing about that whole Cat Williams interview is them niggas stole jokes. And Ludacris, who some reason cut his hair and was a part of Illuminati. I'm like,
there was a lot of questionable things about that interview, but
listen, like, I ain't even Cat feel the way he feel. He got the right to express it, but all the black people just rooting for it in a weird way. I thought it was weird because I'm like, the worst thing that he said happened was Steve Harvey stole a joke from what's his name, and I'm like, in the real world, that's very low on the totem pole of like evil things that people can do.
Yeah. I man, I gotta say,
but in the world of comedians,
that's horrible. In professionalism, well, that's terrible. But in the real life, that's and everybody like, he sold out his soul. I'm like, because he stole a joke.
And now we have the Mike Epps. We have the Mike Epps Netflix special called "Fuck It, I Sold My Soul." So we got that coming up on the 20th of February.
He's been riding hard. He was really pissed off the Cat didn't say anything about him.
He got his attention though, because not he's so happy.
No, he did.
Let's not pretend like he wasn't so happy when he got in that bed, boy. Joe, that first thing he did was smile, boy. He like, yeah, Club Shannon. I got Shannon Sharpe attention while he hot now. Right after the Super Bowl.
That was good. That was good.
right after the Super Bowl
Marketing
too. So his
genius,
name
yeah.
really hot now. Right before it go down, cause you know it's Super Bowl time. You're a football player, so right after, right?
But we got All-Star Weekend coming up in Indianapolis. This is
that too.
beautiful timing. This is beautiful timing. This is beautiful timing for Mike Epps right now.
I ain't gonna lie though, I do have a feeling like it's staged because it's right before the All-Star game in Indianapolis, and he said I'm pulling up to Indianapolis, and then if they do an interview, I'm gonna be pissed off.
The interview would be super anticlimactic.
I'm like, okay, so the whole thing was the hype of an interview when I see you, it's up.
When I see you, we're gonna have a long.
He's gonna get millions of views off of this. If this happens, there will be millions of views.
So was this a rollout? Like I didn't like the just hilarious rollout either, but somehow
you didn't like the aloofness, the not acknowledging it, acting like you don't.
And Cam Newton coming on there, worst just hilarious. I'm like, was this all planned? Y'all got whole interviews of everybody talking about. Hey, shout out to Poetic Flacco. He even made the Breakfast Club's little montage with Joe Budden.
He did.
Where it's just hilarious.
He did.
That's hilarious. Made herself look stupid.
Shut up, Flacco. He doing the hating nigga Lord's work.
Are people just interested in black people beefing? Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Yeah, me and BMT got a story about how black people don't really like each other, and I understand. I believe black, like we celebrate whenever a black person get rich, we celebrate, and we're gonna talk about that in depth because I got a whole list. First off, I'm gonna give y'all a preview of the show.
Realize they're not gonna break us off.
I'm gonna give y'all a sneak preview from if you talk educated, you talk white. Even though I don't know no white person that talk intelligent or like educated, they all talk like little. I'm not gonna say, but you know how they talk to her. You know, and none of them talk with proper English. But somehow, if you talk proper English, you talking white, which I mean, so black people can't talk intelligent. It's a whole bunch of stuff that go on that black people do. That if you do anything that's preceding that you are getting ahead,
Isaac don't got to talk like this all the time.
You better talk like Master hit you, or you talking white. Tor, you better talk like Master. Tor, how Master wants you to talk?
The new standard is talk. Well, the all-time standard is talking white.
Listen,
right?
It is a fucked up conversation. It's a fucked up conversation to have. I don't know if we might not be the best to weigh in on it, but
me and BMT gonna get into it, and BMT gonna make y'all angry. And
it's a messy one because like
BMT is not gonna make me angry. Of all people, BMT is not making me angry.
Not you. He make them red pill dudes, man.
That's what.
Oh, he for.
If y'all enjoy covering such serious and heavy-hearted,
I'll be that news. It's gonna be on.
Someone's got to cover it, you know, because I'm not.
It will be on. I'll be that news. Overall, that media is not.
I would definitely
dumb shit. It will be on. I'll be that news sooner or later this week. I don't know when, but
I feel like
I would prefer Ruby's Canadian opinion.
She got them psych degrees, so you know she got one.
Canadian, you got to think American black people, African Americans are a very specific type.
Super duper. I told them I'm not even African American. I tell y'all this all the time. I'm American, bro.
If you want to watch none of this serious conversations, go watch Casual Conversation tomorrow where we talk about a man who exposed some lolicon to a horse. Yo, let's go. That's what we talking about.
Does anybody want to talk about anything non-serious? Go
that's
watch.
That's what we want.
So we got a whole show. We got a whole show for lighthearted conversation. With hilariously dark undertones.
Yeah, we doing that.
This one did take a turn.
This ain't this ain't overall 9 me. This on Do You Hear Me? So that's Joe show.
This is Do You Hear Me with Unico Williams. We're gonna pop that out on Unico Williams, my YouTube channel, and we'll have a conversation about it. There were several conversations that were had today. Yeah. And
overall 99 media too, Casual Conversation. Like I said, we talking about top 10 Super Bowl commercials. I sent it to Joe. I sent it to Tori.
It felt casual today, but I don't know. It took a turn.
Monique's son did that.
So
she's definitely gonna regret like not. She regrets if she paid for his therapy. She regrets it because he is using that shit.
That's fair. It's fair. It's a fair assessment. It's a fair assessment.
Tori, did he call the therapist and say, "How do I word this?"
Yeah, I was gonna say because that shit for real sounded like. But that could also attest to maybe how close they were, because her husband sounds exactly like every youth counselor.
Oh yeah, that's what this show is about, Monique. Yeah.
Like, her husband literally sounds like every youth counselor. So
he's trying to make himself seem more positive than he actually is. I don't think
I believe that.
I don't think that he's I don't think he's a good nigga, man.
I can tell fake nigga positive.
You're under surveillance.
Yeah. We don't we know when a nigga being fake, man.
That's a fact.
I've been in interviews and I know when I've been fake. So I 100% he 100% gave the feeling allegedly or whatever because they are known to sue people. It didn't feel genuine to me what he was saying. He's trying to give off that he's this nice guy.
Super rehearsed sounding. It sounded super rehearsed.
I agreed.
Well, and not like thoughtfully rehearsed like the Sun sounded.
So we're gonna have there also after this show, there's going to be a special Make It Make Sense, I believe. Russell Simmons sued for alleged sexual assault of former Def Jam music video producer in the late 90s. How far can they go back? Is the real question.
Yo, Black History Month is getting tricky.
It's free to rock around and mic this time is tricky.
Yo, it's getting.
I had a little girly. Wait, did you have a little girly?
Say, bro.
What was the song really about?
Not the double entendres in the worst way possible.
In the worst way possible ever. There's a lot going on this here February. So hey, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna end the show on this. It's been 36 minutes. It was a surprise episode of Do You Hear Me? We tried to do it yesterday. There was some technical shit going on, but thank y'all for tuning in for another. Oh, I gotta do this first. Now, ladies, if you're looking for somebody that does not have any allegations, look no further than me. Look no further than Zelmay.
No,
these two definitely got allegations.
Wait. There's not that many allegations. There's just.
Y'all see the way Usher set that stage on fire for Let It Burn?
Hey, did y'all see how at 7 o'clock he had the little? If you look at the angle that it was, it's the clock pointed at 7 o'clock. It was like made it like a clock. That was dope.
No.
And he was not in said drop top. So he's allegedly
he should have been
cruising the street.
He was on the rollerblades though.
Yeah, the nigga was blading hard.
This nigga was Atlanta as fuck last night.
I like, did he kill no Lil Jon? But then the crowd got so hyped when Lil Jon came out. I'm like, oh, they erupted.
Socks, bro. What was Jermaine Dupri? How come the niggas couldn't just wear matching attires? Why did Jermaine Dupri have to have on fucking?
What was that pilgrim ass outfit this nigga had on?
He had on Victorian socks, nigga.
That nigga looked like a bad kid that went to.
I thought I was watching the Nun part 5.
Those socks were crazy.
That man, like he was in boarding school in Europe.
He was wearing a leisure suit.
I said, somebody gonna take that bad boy to his mama. Tell her.
I was saying he was literally out here wearing a leisure suit on the fucking on the Super Time
in Las Vegas
show. In Las Vegas,
like I could see a halftime show at one of the European games that they have. This was not okay.
As a person who's been to Las Vegas and seen the homeless population, it is atrocious.
You can't wear that in front of homeless people.
I was going to say, bro, walking around a bunch of homeless people in a leisure suit is nasty work.
Because there's a good chance that.
But he got a bunch of, he got security. There's some pipe breaking, hard hitting niggas that are with
pipe breaking,
pipe breaking, hard hitting, bro.
Are we taking this back to? Are we taking this back to Pulp Fiction or what?
Sometimes you got to.
Oh my god!
As long as you can avoid Ving Rhames' face.
So thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Do You Hear Me When You Need Go Williams. We appreciate y'all. Casual conversation special episode coming up next, and then
that's the wrong show. That's tomorrow.
He just said, "Is anybody available right now?"
Casual conversation, our show.
Oh shit!
Casual conversations is tomorrow.
I apologize. I meant Make It Make Sense. A special episode of Make It Make Sense. But thanks for tuning in to Do You Hear Me When You Need Go Williams. This is a brand, so we're gonna do things. And Zelme has a pool.
Shout out to the pool.
It's a very casual pool.
That's what it's about. Casual.
Holla.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. Don't forget, every Thursday, the full podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and mama, I'm on Spotify. Overall 99 ENT bring you videos from Friday all the way to Friday. So be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. Again, thank you so much.